Morning, sleepyhead. Everything all right over there?
What up, world? This your boy, DJ Sugar Bear, back in the house, on the ones and twos. And man, can you feel that energy? That's what we do here on the Drama Network. This is where new school YouTube and old school soap opera radio have a baby. And trust me, this baby's got sass. Welcome to your ultimate destination for gripping, serialized stories that dive deep into the messy, passionate, and often scandalous realities of human relationships. You're tuned into WDRA YouTube Radio, where I, KC Saga aka DJ Sugar Bear, guide you through intricate plots bursting with love, honor, and devastating betrayal. From hidden affairs to shocking revelations, our daytime operas will keep you on the edge of your seat, just like the classics you grew up with. If you crave stories where trust is broken, loyalties are tested, and every twist leaves you wanting more, you found your new obsession. And speaking of twists, you ain't seen nothing yet. Get ready, because today we're kicking off something brand new, an extension of the drama you love. We're diving headfirst into our new series, Payback Anthology, the drama opera series. Each episode of Payback Anthology brings you a complete, standalone story, packed with all the high emotional drama you expect from the Drama Network. Get ready for tales where relationships hit the rocks, hidden schemes lurk beneath the surface, and let's just say, some folks get what's coming to them. It's intense, it's unpredictable, and it's all for you. Right after this, we plunge into the next installment of Payback Anthology. You're not going to want to miss a single second of the game and the flame.
The engagement ring on Diana's finger wasn't just a diamond. It was a promise, a beacon, a shimmering symbol of escape and a new beginning. At 25, Diana, a white girl from a dusty Colorado cowtown, had found her unlikely prince in Keith, a 45-year-old South African billionaire. He owned a sprawling fast food burger chain, a fortune inherited from his father's Blood Diamond Ventures, now multiplied beyond imagination. Keith had plucked her from the fringes of homelessness, offering not just a home, but a future she'd once only dreamed of. Their life together in his sprawling mansion was a testament to his wealth and, seemingly, his unwavering devotion. He showered her with gifts, indulged her every whim, and spoke of their upcoming wedding with an almost childlike enthusiasm. Diana, for her part, played the role of the blushing bride-to-be perfectly, her laughter echoing through the opulent halls, her eyes often fixed on the man who had given her everything. She genuinely believed he was a generous, if somewhat simple, man easily swayed by affection. Keith, to the outside world, was merely the benevolent billionaire, enjoying his newfound love. He appeared utterly besotted, blind to anything but Diana's charm, a man entirely captivated and seemingly easily led. 5 years can feel like a lifetime, especially when you're counting down every second behind bars. For Good Game, 25 years old now, the world outside still hummed with the same rough beat he'd left. The Detroit streets had carved him, an orphaned by 11, a pimp by 16, and Diana, his main girl, had been his most valuable asset. Now he was out broke, but with a sharper edge and a burning desire to reclaim what he believed was his. His first stop, of course, was Diana. Finding her wasn't hard. The streets talked, and the whispers led him straight to Keith's opulent mansion. Seeing Diana again was like stepping back in time, even if she was draped in designer silks instead of street-worn denim. He knew the hold he still had over her, a bond forged in shared desperation and survival. He knew the look in her eyes, a mix of fear, longing, and a past she couldn't quite shake. Keith was conveniently away on a business trip, expanding his burger empire. It was the perfect opening. Good Game slipped into Diana's life with the ease of a phantom limb. The seduction was swift, brutal in its familiarity. Diana resisted, then succumbed, the ghost of her old self rising to meet him in Keith's extravagant bed. The next morning, the insistent buzz of her phone shattered the quiet of Keith's opulent bedroom. Beside her, Good Game stirred, his arm heavy across her. Diana's eyes flew open, recognizing the caller ID, Keith. Panic seized her. She answered, her voice strained and undeniably out of breath. "Morning, my love." Diana, stammering, "Morning, my love. I was just having pleasuring and thinking of you." She rushed him off the phone, ending the call abruptly. A heavy, unsettling silence filled Keith's hotel room. He didn't move for a long moment, the phone still pressed to his ear. His mind, usually a calm strategist, now raced, piecing together fragments. Her strained voice, the hurried explanation, the quick end to the call. A deep-seated suspicion, born from past betrayals and his own ruthless nature, began to simmer. He walked to the window, gazing out at the distant city lights, his brow furrowed in a deep, troubled frown. The smooth surface of his composure was cracking, revealing a man deeply concerned and caught off guard. He said nothing, but the words echoed in his mind, a constant refrain from his youth. "My daddy always told me keep your eye open or they will steal your lunch money." The silence around him seemed to hum with impending disaster. 1 month before the wedding, with Keith conveniently away on another business trip, Diana and Game finalized the details of their deception. As they discussed the plan, Diana grew frustrated with Good Game's overbearing attitude. "You are acting like the lame today, Game," she snapped, a flash of irritation in her eyes. In one swift, brutal motion, Good Game backhanded her across the face. The sharp crack echoed in the room. Diana stumbled, a blossoming bruise already forming on her cheek. "Why you make me do that?" Good Game muttered, his eyes narrowing, but a strange glint of satisfaction passed between them. "That was natural and perfect," Diana confirmed, rubbing her jaw. "So, let's take some pictures of the bruises. For evidence of abuse." She pulled out her phone, snapping photos, a chillingly professional glint in her eyes. The wedding day dawned bright and clear, the prior incident just another calculated step. The mansion buzzed with activity, a whirlwind of florists, caterers, and decorators, transforming it into a picture-perfect venue. Diana moved through it all with a newfound confidence, her smile radiant, her eyes sparkling with what she believed was absolute triumph. Good Game lingered nearby, a shadow in the opulence, his gaze possessive, whispering reassurances to Diana that soon, all of this would be theirs. He patted her arm, a gesture of ownership, confident he was orchestrating the ultimate takeover. Keith, resplendent in his tuxedo, beamed with unadulterated joy as Diana, breathtaking in her gown, walked down the aisle. The ceremony was beautiful, heartfelt, everything a dream wedding should be. Diana watched Keith sign the marriage certificate, then signed her own name with a flourish. She thought to herself, "This is good. Ceremony check. Marriage certificates, sign check. Now I will make passionate love to him tonight, and the marriage is consummated." A small, triumphant smile played on her lips. For Diana, the title of Mrs. Keith was now hers, and with it, the mansion, the fortune, and her complete freedom were within her grasp. Her mind was already racing, looking 3 years into the future. "In the next 3 years," she silently vowed, "I will lose the lame in the game, and I can finally be with my real love, Jeremy." Diana was winning on every front. Later, amidst the celebratory chatter and clinking champagne glasses, Keith pulled his best friend and attorney, Mark, aside for a brief, low-voiced moment. Keith's smile remained unwavering as he clapped Mark on the shoulder. "My daddy always told me," Keith began, his eyes sweeping the joyful crowd before settling on Diana, a flicker of something unreadable in their depths. "Keep your eyes open or they will steal your lunch money. Just want to confirm we have all backup plans in place." Mark gave a subtle nod, a shared glance passing between the two men that no one else would notice amidst the festivities. The wedding continued as a perfect celebration. 2 years later, the initial thrill of the wedding had settled into a comfortable routine. Diana was firmly entrenched as Mrs. Keith, enjoying the mansion and the vast wealth. Her life felt secure, a meticulously crafted lie she'd maintained with ease. The memory of Good Game's disciplinary slap and her cynical photos had been tucked away, waiting for the perfect moment to be deployed. Now, with 2 years of married bliss behind them, Diana, still fueled by Good Game's encouragement and her own secret ambition to ditch him for Jeremy, felt the time was finally ripe to move on to the next phase. With a flourish of confidence, she filed the false police reports detailing alleged domestic violence incidents, portraying Keith as a volatile aggressor. Then, She initiated the pre-divorce proceedings, certain the mansion and a significant portion of Keith's vast fortune would soon be hers. The day came for the deposition. Diana walked into the elegant conference room, head held high, Good Game lurking nearby, a smug smirk on his face. This was it, the negotiation before the actual filing, where they'd dictate terms. Keith was already there, his face unreadable. His attorney, Mark, sat beside him, calm and composed. "Mrs. Keith," Diana's lawyer began, a confident note in their voice, "we're here to discuss the terms of your separation and the equitable division of assets prior to filing." Mark simply held up a hand. "Before we discuss assets, counsel, there's a matter of candor. Ms. Diana, can you confirm for the record that you've been engaged in an extramarital affair since shortly after your engagement to Mr. Keith?" Diana's triumphant smile faltered, replaced by a defensive sneer. "How did you know?" she snapped, her eyes darting to Keith. Keith remained silent, allowing Mark to speak. "Mr. Keith's home is a very secure environment, Ms. Diana. Every room, every hallway. 60 high-definition cameras with audio. He's watched and he's listened to everything." A cold dread began to trickle down Diana's spine, but she quickly recovered, her street instincts taking over. "It doesn't matter," she retorted, her voice regaining its steel. "I'm still divorcing him. This is a no-fault state." Mark's composed smile never wavered. "Indeed. However, there's also the matter of the false police reports you filed, alleging domestic violence." He nodded to a technician, and a large screen flickered to life, filling the room with a chilling video. It showed the moment Good Game had backhanded Diana across the face. Then, the video continued, capturing their cold, calculating discussion about how it was natural and perfect for evidence to frame Keith. Diana's own voice and Good Game's filled the room, admitting to their malicious intent. Diana stared at the screen, horrified, her face paling. Good Game, beside her, was frozen, his smugness utterly gone. Mark leaned forward, his voice a quiet, devastating hammer blow. "So, Ms. Diana, you're going to jail for filing false police reports. And you're going to be broke because we were never legally married." He paused, letting the words sink in. "Your wedding, Ms. Diana, was a performance. The priest was an actor. The marriage certificates you signed were nothing but stage props, lovely fakes, but legally worthless. Mr. Keith never signed the real documents. Those remain in his possession, untouched and unsigned, proving you were never his legal wife." He paused again, allowing the full weight of the revelation to crush her. "All your plans, including ditching Mr. Good Game here, are utterly ruined. This isn't a divorce. This is a conviction." The lame had played them both. Diana had been so confident, so sure of her own cleverness, only to realize she was nothing more than a puppet in a play orchestrated by the true master. The conference room descended into a stunned silence, broken only by Diana's ragged breath. Good Game, beside her, was a statue of disbelief, his carefully constructed street swagger crumbling. The weight of Keith's meticulous deception, stretching over 2 years, crushed them both. Diana had been so close, had felt the very edge of freedom and unimaginable wealth, only to find it was a mirage, conjured by the very man she thought she had outsmarted. Keith, still standing, surveyed the wreckage of their ambition with an almost clinical detachment. "This isn't a divorce," Mark reiterated, his voice cutting through the silence. "This is a conviction." The door to the conference room opened, and 2 uniformed officers entered, their gazes immediately settling on Diana. Her lawyer started to protest, but Mark simply presented a folder. The police reports Diana had filed, alleging domestic violence, were now her undoing. With the irrefutable video evidence of Good Game striking her, and their chilling admission to framing Keith, Diana's actions were no longer a legal play for leverage, but a clear act of criminal fraud. Diana watched, numb, as the officers approached. Her ultimate trick had backfired spectacularly, trapping her in a snare she herself had baited. As Diana was escorted out, her eyes met Good Game's. His face, usually so confident, was now a mask of fear and fury. He opened his mouth, perhaps to curse her, perhaps to blame her, but before he could utter a word, A sudden, sharp rap came from the conference room door. Another uniformed officer stood there, holding our arrest warrant. "Mr. Marcel Goodgame Morrison?" the officer asked. "You're under arrest for a parole violation, conspiracy to commit fraud and assault." Goodgame's eyes widened. Then he looked at Keith. "This is your doing, isn't it?" A silent, furious question in his gaze. Keith simply offered a faint, almost imperceptible smirk, the kind that never quite reached his eyes. Goodgame, a convicted felon, knew instantly what this meant. There would be no argument, no legal maneuvering. He had violated his parole. Keith remained seated, watching as Goodgame was led away, his protests fading down the hallway. The conference room was empty once more, save for Keith, Mark, and the echoes of shattered schemes. Keith turned to Mark, a quiet satisfaction settling over his features. The lame had not just survived, he had meticulously dismantled every piece of the game, ensuring his lunch money and his life were perfectly secure. Keith told Mark, "My daddy always said, don't underestimate the lame duck, son. Sometimes they're just getting ready to fly."
Alright, my Drama Network fam. That was Payback Anthology, the drama opera series for today. And man, if that didn't just leave you hanging on every word, I don't know what will. So, what is Payback Anthology, you ask? Well, it's our brand new series right here on WDRA YouTube Radio, where we bring you a fresh, complete story in every single episode. Think of it like a punchy, emotional roller coaster where, yeah, things get messy in relationships, hidden plots are brewing, and ultimately, someone is going to get served a dish best eaten cold. Every story stands alone, but they all share that signature Drama Network heat. If you were feeling that, if you were on the edge of your seat, then you know what to do. Don't be a stranger. Like this video, share it with your whole crew, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss a single drop of drama. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're always in the loop for the next drama drop. And trust me, you know you got opinions, so drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about today's episode, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. This is your boy, DJ Sugar Bear, signing off from WDRA YouTube Radio. Stay tuned, stay dramatic, and I'll catch you next time for more Payback Anthology on the Drama Network. Peace. From the creators of WDRA YouTube Radio. Since you're here, we're guessing you're a fan of this kind of content, and we genuinely value you spending your time with us. So let's be straight with you. YouTube simply isn't suggesting our videos to new viewers, and that's a huge hurdle for us to grow. Your single click on the like button, whether this specific episode is your absolute favorite or not, is an incredibly powerful signal to the algorithm. It's how you directly tell YouTube, hey, recommend this to others who need to see it. It's the most impactful way you can help us break through and reach more people. Thank you so much for your support.